Good morning, class. I am Miss Burton-Curl, and today we're going to be talking about boundaries in section 3.4. So, as we move through the life skills to work modules, we are learning about different attitudes, different personalities, and we're taking that into an interprocess. And by having a framework to understand what it is we're assessing, now we come to the real exciting inner self work because we get to set boundaries. So I will share my screen and we're going to move forward and talk about boundaries. Boundaries are limits that people set. They are based on our values. Now, tune into that. Based on our values. What values do you hold dear to yourself? And the reason why we have to understand our values, because in setting these boundaries, it gives us some opportunities to stay healthy. One of the boundaries that I have set for myself that I'm not going to engage in an unproductive conversation. So I remove myself and I go take a walk and I get two benefits out of it. I'm set a healthy boundaries by removing myself, not putting any demands on anyone else, and the benefit of taking a walk. I'm taking my heart for a walk. That's what I always say to myself when I'm having a moment to regroup and to have that practice that we have to practice. And it takes hard work. I am definitely can testify to that, but it's satisfying work. And where does it all start? It starts with our values, our beliefs, and from there we set our boundaries. And then we have the actions and the personal responsibility. So, what does all that mean? That means that we have a healthy relationships and we're kind and respectful. So those are values that we want for ourselves. So we want to definitely exercise those same values as we encounter other people, strangers, family members. That's incredibly important. The belief. Yeah, we could go back and talk about the four agreements and we understand how we have been domesticated, but now we're grown. Now we have come to set our own beliefs. So, and they can be something outside of the norm of what you were raised with, because often we are individuals and we're told that. So, why would you not have some different beliefs than other people in that respect? Okay, but boundaries are set in place not to isolate, but to treat ones with kindness and respect. All right. So, what do you mean, Miss Burton Curl? How can I set a boundaries? You set boundaries by saying to yourself that if I ever hear an offensive word to my ears, I'm going to choose not to continue with a conversation. That's a healthy boundary. You have total control. You don't have to share it with anyone. You can take control over that, and that's the action. And you could be kind and say, well, I'll revisit that conversation when you can speak to me with a little more dignity. So those are the type of actions that we're looking at. And then the personal responsibility, We each have a responsibility to our loved ones. So let's find out in agreement, what is it that I can do that will continue a harmony of peace among us. So we have to protect our relationship. So we'll know that if we're doing something that could cause irritation and provoke or create anxiety. Now, for me, loud noises is a big stressor of anxiety because I'm startled and I think something's wrong. And so I move into a fight mode. And that's not good all the time. So I have to be respectful and I have to pay attention to what's going around me. And that's my personal responsibility so that I can be able to maintain all of the different harmony that I am respecting and expecting to come back to me. So now that we are going through this section of boundaries, we have some questions that you're going to be able to answer. And I'm interested in hearing and reading your response. Feel free to send me a video. Feel free to send me a text, an audio text in the responding to your homework. Let's shake it up, you guys. We're in cyber world. So we don't really have a chance to connect with each other. But thank you for coming out to my lecture today. And I thought it'd be appropriate if I come to you from the lecture hall. Thank you very much for listening to Boundaries Lecture. Bye now.